I've had the time of my life, and I owe it all up to me. So chunky, not me. Let's look at this side bow. Hello, hello, hello! What is this? The 4th episode of the Hall of Shame! How many episodes of Absolute Bonkers are there now? 1, 2, 3, 6! 6? Are you telling me that Alex is actually exercising that which shall not be muttered? My lord me! Oh, he also wanted me to tell you that GYS, pronounced Jizz, generic YouTube sitcom is currently on hold as I believe Alex needs to commission more artwork and change the first episode. Something about showing Chantel empathy, I don't know. Oh, he also said something about that he hasn't found his quote-unquote Mad Lads or quote-unquote Content Constable, although he is nearly done with the extended version of the Content Constable social repost featuring me, Lord Bear! And apparently it has a new song. Of course, this is the extended version, and I hope you guys look out for it. I wish he would stop doing the bloody songs, though. Oh, and one more thing. He is also starting something called True IRL. I'm not down with the kids, so I don't know what that means. Can someone tell Alex I'm not his personal messenger? I am far, far too good looking, handsome, intelligent, and funny. Did I mention good looking? To be his skivvy. Anyway, onwards! Welcome, peasants, to another episode of Lord Bear's Hall of Shame. Today we are going to add someone who has been sat on Alex's desktop for far too long. Every so often I watch as Alex glances up at the folder, and all you can see is Gabe's torso, and I use that word loosely. It's more like an amalgamation of military rucksacks that were dumped outside in the rain, or a cross-dressing, cross-eyed moo horse. Cow. I meant a cow. Well anyway, Mr. Gabe, as most of you know, had been featured here roughly a month ago, presented as To Catch a Man-Child by Alex in an episode of Absolute Bonkers, complimenting Omegon's deep dive, or rather jump back, on Gabe. You see, if he didn't see that video, link down below, and Omegon's link down below, Gabe was recently heavily criticized for being a pest of the highest order. Years ago, Gabe entered what many refer to as the skeptic community, anti-SJWs, social political commentary, blah 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 blah. He has changed his name many a time since then. Gabe the Pony, really fat pony, fairly sure he ate the pony. Liger, well, his face does match up to that one, and many more. He did this multiple times, not because he's an indecisive willy face like Alex, but because he kept finding himself in precarious scenarios with females that he kept latching onto repeatedly. You see, Gabe would repeat the same line, literally the same set of lines over and over again with as many different women as he could. First, he would establish a friendly position with tweets and or DMs, and he would then butter the lady up, regaling tales of his unfortunate position in life, and then request if he could open up to them. Of course, the ladies were happy to be open and sensitive to Gabe's desire. And then...
Okay, normal? Not normal. Normal. Pushed up. I think I like this. I think I like him like this.
The dog face! No, the dog face! No! Gabe, what have you done? The list of ladies that have had the unfortunate attempts of manipulation and bombardment of horror videos like that is quite long. I seriously suggest you go and watch Alex and Omegon's video on this. It's rather illuminating, to say the least. I'm not here to show receipts. I'm here to roast the utter pants off of Gabe and explain why he's going to the Hall of Shame. So, shall we go through to the viewing room? Yes, let's go through. Let's do that. Okay, so the first video I'm going to show you, a chopped up clip from Alex's video on the matter, and then a sped up clip from Omegon's just to explain the lore. After that, we will see what Gabe Poo has been up to recently.
Who is Gabe? Well, Gabe is a morbidly obese, extremely socially awkward, cross-eyed individual. And he's one of those people that have just spent too much time in culture war. And because you chose to disrespect me by copy and pasting your little crappy statement, that came pre-prepared, by the way, pre-planned, several days before you were called out by Mikey, and I yet again gave you an opportunity to confront and clear your name, you then proceeded to lie to me repeatedly and then block me. Gabe, who is Gabe? Gabe the Samurai, also known as PandaBearing. There's only one Bearing ripoff, mate, all right, and that was me back in 2016. Pump your brakes, okay? He also went by Gabe the Pony, Liger, amongst many other names. I met Gabe back in 2016 when I entered the anti-SJW community, the anti-feminists, the political social commentary genre, whatever you want to call it. And if memory serves, at the time, he'd managed to get himself into a spot of bother. He'd made friends with an underage lady, who's now a little bit older, obviously. It's 2020, do the math. And he had pulled the same line of perversion, shall we say, with her. I believe she was 15 at the time. You see, what Gabe does when he finds himself a brand new female to latch onto is the conversation starts off nicely. Gabe presents himself as this, unfortunate soul who's massively overweight, cross-eyed, very socially awkward, very, very soft-spoken. And when he gets into the private messages with you, it starts off fairly normal. It's, hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Can I tell you about me wearing bras? Can I accidentally send you a picture where I may or may not be fabbing? Can I ask you about your lingerie, please? And if you happen to stop and question him as to why he would speak like this, or tell him that you're uncomfortable, well then he will then break into a line of gaslighting to try to guilt you into continue speaking to him, effectively attempting to silence you. He uses Christianity as a shield, that he's a good Christian boy. He ain't, son. You are not a good Christian boy. You, sir, are a sinner.
The history of Gabe can go back as far as 4 years, possibly longer. I first recalled hearing of this Gabe courtesy of a channel called PandaBearing, not to be confused with Panda Bear, she's someone else. And they are vastly different. PandaBearing was a ripoff of Bearing, just coloured to look like a panda. But then something happened, and I can't remember if you changed to Liger first, or if this incident happened first. And I had to reach out to my dear friend, whose name I'm not going to mention, because she was 15 at the time. She gave me a statement though. This statement, clarifying a few little details. Now, she was bullied horrifically by your defenders, some calling her an enabler, a manipulator. Others flayed you. They flayed you. This, by the way, this incident, this I thought and I believed would never happen again. Oh dear Lord. We'll get to that. After PandaBearing's sudden demise, or Liger, I don't know which order, up came a new one, a new avatar and a new personality with the same voice and same argumentation and the same type of content that was dead in 2015, called CarmelCorn.
I hope that summarized the situation to you all. Now let's look at his recent content. After he was outed again for being a gigantic pest, thus not learning his lesson, not apologizing to anyone, he abandoned his Twitter, created a new one, and started uploading again. Obviously, guys, do not go over to his channel or his Twitter and start gobbing off. He is mine and solely mine to roast the pants off. Well, Omegon's allowed to, I suppose, too. I guess. Maybe. Possibly. Oh, I see he hasn't improved his content either. Still going on about the same old rubbish. It's not 2016 anymore, Gaby Pants. Also, even back then, we had standards, matey Gaby baby. Where are your citations, man? Back then, you had to prove you knew what you were saying, and you needed to link the original video to prove that you weren't taking it out of context. What is this rubbish? Here, I'll give you an example.
We've got a few videos talking about representation in movies and why it's important. Now, I have not seen any of this. None of these videos. I like to pick videos at random with the titles that fit what I want to talk about.
Simpsons. So I think they could probably do a better job with depicting Indian people or even like brown women.
I mean, you just picked out two isolated characters. I can put up one isolated character, and that's Melinda Shankar. She was a Indian actress, or she still is an Indian actress, but she was on Degrassi, one of my favorite shows, and she was a phenomenal actress. I mean, I don't like Mindy at all. She's too feminist and SJW-like for me, but there is Mindy from the Mindy Project. And what do you want? There are plenty of Indian actresses out there. Just look at Bollywood, for instance. I don't know what you want.
Yeah, where are your examples, Gabe? But wait, there's more!
Movies that I see myself in would probably be Pocahontas, because I am Native American and I don't really see myself represented in many other movies or TV shows.
Then you must not be looking hard enough, because if you type in Google list of strong Native American actors and actresses, IMDb has this whole list of them that I'm scrolling through real fast. If it's not that difficult to find things if you really, really want to do the research.
Funny that, Gaby Waby! But wait, one more.
I also see myself in Halsey as a girl who's bi. She, has short hair kind of like me. She represents herself more masculine, and so I see myself in that also.
I'm straight. 100% straight. I'm straight. 100% straight.
Eggs to doubt, Gabe! Eggs to doubt! What is most interesting about this movie mofo is that he has just outright ignored all of the criticism repeatedly. Over the years, Alex told him, Omegon told him. He was told and advised and treated nicely, and then he blocked Alex. He blocked Omegon. Sure, just turn your backs on people who sat down with you, advised you as friends, so that you can avoid paying the piper. That is why you're going into the Hall of Shame, Gabe, not because you made so many ladies feel uncomfortable. After all, they do bear some responsibility. They could have blocked you, muted you, told you to foxtrot Oscar. Alex has said his piece on that. You're going in the Hall of Shame because you, sir, or madam, Gabe, have been doing this for years and years with the exact same lines, the exact same tactics to worm your way in, to make females feel sorry for you, to pity you, so that you can go on to not only share your cross-dressing secrets, but to judge them based on your religion, to use Christianity and culture war rhetoric to guilt, gaslight, and control whoever you could dig those big, dirty sausages into. And here's the thing, Gabe, here's the thing. You aren't even worth my time, you know. Omegon and Alex have already spent too much time on you as it is, and they're peasants. But one more thing. And to be honest, I am shocked to see this and say this, but hashtag GabeGate is still going on Twitter. Goddess of Keck. Sigh. Let go of 2016 memes, woman. But anyway, she and several others are still going, capturing screenshots, archiving everything. Now, personally, I view this as a pointless endeavor. But think about this, Gabe. These women are committing an awful lot of their personal time, holding you to account, warning others about you. I see why, to be honest, Moby Dick. You carried all this on after being told by several people to stop sliding into those DMs with the women. You did this 4 years ago with a 15-year-old, Gabe. You did it with tons of women. You should see the comment section on Omegon's video. More of them coming forward. If you weren't such a pathetic lump of pork fat, you might actually be dangerous. Calls himself a Christian, is a pest of the highest order. Gabe, you look like you smell like desperation, sadness, big lady bras, and dupe aftershave. I've had enough. You're going in the Hall of Shame, Blobfish Productions. Productions of terrible content, awful arguments, and probably producing milk, lactating moob monster. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there, didn't I? Well, anyway, Gabe is in the Hall of Shame now, so that means my job is done, which also means it's time for you to get out! Get out of my house! Get off my land! And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to buy some merch on the way out. Cheerio!